What's up, guys? We're here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we got a Diablo 4 video for you guys. We got some huge updates coming for Season 11 PTR, and by God, there's a lot of changes now. I do got to preface a lot of these changes. There's some cool stuff in here. There's some not cool stuff in here, and some things that we probably need some clarification on just to see if, depending on how exactly it was explained, because you know how Blizzard is with their wording. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the Season 11 PTR changes and what's coming to Season 11. Again, none of this is 100% finalized. This is the stuff that is coming to the PTR. So let's talk about it. So first, let's get in here. We're going to talk about a few things. The Codex, we got Tempering and Masterwork changes, Monster Combat, Defense, Healing, and Renown changes, Season Rank, Dungeons, Capstones come back, Tower and Leaderboards, and then Welcome Back Booster, and a new world boss, Asmodan. Let's get into it. Okay, so the first things first is Tempering and Masterworking. So Tempering can now be selected. You no longer will have to get random rolls. You will be able to pick the exact tempering thing that you want. Items can now be tempered. Instead of 2, you're going to be able to get 1, but that's okay. They're changing the items from instead of only having 3 base affixes, they'll go to 4. So then you'll temper your one that you want, and it's still only 5. So it's still the same amount of affixes. It's just the base non-unique items will go from 3 to 4, and you'll be able to temper the exact one that you want. And you'll also be able to restore it indefinitely. So what this means is, let's say you want to add vulnerable damage to your weapon. There's still going to be the range from like 70 to 120, right? Now, you automatically get vulnerable damage, but the range is going to be random. So that's why you're going to be able to restore it indefinitely. So you could just keep re-rolling vulnerable until you get a higher % roll from the range. So that's how that's going to work. Masterworking no longer increases your item's affixes. Instead, it improves the equality item, which gives you increased bonus to the base damage, armor, and resistance of an item. This is very similar to PoE, so I got to give credit to the devs here. In Path of Exile, for those who don't play, when you quality an item, increases these base numbers. So this is basically that, which is really cool. So I don't know how much of a range or how much this is actually going to increase, but this is better, in my opinion, than the actual masterworking thing that we have now. Items can be masterworked to a quality of 20, which is similar to Path of Exile. At maximum quality, you can re-roll it one last time for a capstone bonus. This capstone bonus upgrades a random non-greater affix on your item into a greater affix. You can then choose to re-roll the masterwork greater affix without resetting your masterwork quality. So what this is saying is that you can go do this capstone bonus, you upgrade, and let's say you want cooldown, it gives you gives you another affix into a greater, then you could re-roll until you get cooldown as your greater affix, and it doesn't affect the quality. So this is pretty cool. It's going to allow us to give us a little bit more crafting, which I think is going to be kind of unique. Then I talked about the base affixes. So monster combat changes. Now, again, basically they're just making them smarter. They're more deadly. Monster packs will group up less, making it harder to kill them all in one fell swoop. And then elites are going to have larger changes. They are now giving elites 20 plus new monster affixes to learn and conquer. Elites now spawn with minions that inherit some of these affixes, which is great. Now, I will say, like, although this is all cool, depending on how this actually feels when we do the PTR, it's really not going to matter. All of the builds in the game we end up playing are super strong, so it doesn't matter, making them smarter. The one thing that I am concerned about is that this right here, where is it? Monster packs will also group up less. So unless they increase the density, this is going to feel really, really bad, because you're basically going to go, I go over here and kill one monster. Then I go over here and kill one monster. Then I run all the way over here and kill one monster. Then I come all the way over here and kill 2 monsters. So depending on how space-ish or like sporadic they make, or the like space between monsters, that's going to feel real bad if they don't increase the density somehow. But like, this stuff in theory is cool, but it doesn't matter. We end up becoming too strong. They're like this kind of stuff just doesn't matter. But I am very excited about having the 20 plus new monster affixes to learn and conquer, and having monsters that spawn with them that kind of have some of this stuff. This is very similar again to Path of Exile, where Path of Exile has a bunch of monster affixes in the game, which really makes some of them challenging at the higher levels. So I do think that that's really cool. Now, here is some things that I'm very concerned about. System updates, defense, healing, and renown. So defense overhaul, introducing toughness. This is to better equalize effective health across classes and builds. We're making several changes to this and with damage reduction. To show the stats, our goal is to properly test your defenses as you climb through the tiers. Armor and resistances will both become rating systems with diminishing returns and higher values. Armor now reduces all damage taken, both fizz and non-fizz. They're also introducing a type of damage resistance, physical damage. So this overall change is probably going to be cool. It's just going to be another resistance layer. You got to do it, put it all on here. Again, this is very similar to what it is in Path of Exile 1 and 2. So this is going to be cool. Now, additionally, skills and Paragon nodes are being reworked to complement these changes, which is fine. To help you understand your defensive better, we're adding a new stat called Toughness that represents the total amount of raw damage each type you could take after considering all damage mitigation sources. So this is kind of cool. I'm curious to see what this is going to be like. So this is one of the cool things. I think that's good. Healing, you're going to have less potions, so you're only going to have 4. It's going to instantly heal you 35% of your immediate maximum life on immediate use, and then you'll regen over 30 seconds. They're also adding life on hit back to kind of help with this, and then increase values for life regen, life on healing percent to kind of have this. This is cool. I'm not sure why we would want to do all this, but it seems fine, I guess. Fortify redesign, so there's no more damage reduction in Fortify. All you're going to do is stack up to your maximum life, and when you're under your maximum life, you heal for a percentage life per second equal to the amount of Fortify. You will be considered Fortify as long as you have any type, which for all of your different skills that are in the game. So no more DR on Fortify, but you just basically just have more life regen, and yeah. Season rank. Okay. The season journey is now shifting into a more challenging version stocked with seasonal rank. Each tier now requires you to complete a challenge, usually a capstone dungeon, before progressing to the next rank. Similar to previous capstone dungeons, these can be attempted before and recommend level and difficulty. So they're bringing capstones back. I think this is really cool. They should have never got rid of these in the first place. Capstone dungeons are basically similar to your Trials of Ancestry and Path of Exile. Just kind of a bullet point to be like, hey, you're strong enough to now advance to the next tier of difficulty. I think this is great. They should have never gotten rid of these things. Now, renown changes in seasonal realm. I'm very concerned about this. Your renown will now only stand permanently in the eternal realm. Note that the potion capacity are removed for the eternal realm as well. So to me, what this line says is that each season you're playing a seasonal character, you will have to redo your total renown. So you'll have to get those each single time. They're not permanently on there. Again, I don't know why this is here. Same thing with this line down here. Altars of Lilith and the Tenets of Akarat, which is in the Spiritborn zone. They grant experience and minor rewards rather than permanent stats and power. So these according to this word, you know how Blizzard is with their wording. To me, this just says that you'll be able to keep all of your altars and tenets, and instead of just having stats and power, they're just replacing it with experience and minor rewards. But the way this reads too also makes me think that I'm going to have to redo all of my renown and redo all of my altars of Lilith and tenets of Akarat, which, as you guys all know, is super, super tedious and takes a very long time for basically next to nothing rewards. Because like your renown, not getting the potion, it gives you some XP and like gold, but it's not even that much gold. And as you guys know, gold in this game is very easy to get. You know, it's very easy to get a couple 100,000 gold or a couple million gold or 100 million gold from doing an Infernal Horde. So the gold, last I checked on the renown, is basically next to nothing. So unless the rewards are changed, redoing your renown and redoing your altars and tenets, I'll probably never do them, but it just kind of sucks that they're making us redo them. So if a dev wants to comment on this video, or if we can get some clarification, I don't know why they would want us to redo something so tedious. When there was a huge complaint and just outbursts, especially with the casual community, which is who they cater to. So I'm not sure why this stuff is in here, But yeah, let me know down in the comments, guys. You can earn additional benefits associated with renown based on your progress tied to the new season system rank. Complete various challenges within each rank to get specific benefits. When you complete an entire rank, you get additional capstone bonuses. All right, capstone dungeon's back. So it is returned. Note that capstone has specific levels to do this. So there's 5. So first one's level 30, 50, 60, 60, 60 into the next torment tiers. This is just to kind of test you. I'm pretty sure it's going to just unlock the next level. So you're just kind of going through as a test. It may not even unlock. It doesn't even say that. To gain power through your journey. So yeah, there's just capstones are back. I would assume that this is you're gonna have to complete these to unlock the next tier. Or this is just gonna be in here for a way to test your power. All right, on to the new stuff, the big seasonal thing into season 11 and the PTR, the tower and leaderboards. All right, so ascend the tower, a new challenge arrives. The tower is separate from the pit. You will unlock the tower from completing certain tiers in the pit or something like that. So let's scroll down from the brief introduction. The tower was distinctly built with new monster combat challenges in mind. Unlock the tower through the obelisk. Okay, you have 10 minutes from the existing first circle to complete the entire dungeon. All right, so how to master this tower. Fight through multiple floors, each with randomized set tile and monster family. Earn progress by killing monsters and collecting orbs. The more experience monsters provide on death, the more score they provide. So this sentence right here, again, this is not throwing shade for the devs that watch my videos. Fight through multiple floors, each with a random set tile and monster family. You earn progress by killing monsters and collecting orbs. Similarly to the pit, we earn progress by killing monsters. And now with orb collecting, this is the exact same thing as greater rifts in Diablo 3. So if you guys play Diablo 3 and you do a rift, a greater rift, killing monsters and the elites that drop orbs helps progress towards it, and that's it. You're done. The only difference here is that you have 10 minutes to complete instead of 15. So the tower is literally greater rifts from Diablo 3. During your run, pylons will appear. You get 4 of them, and they're completely random. So you get 4 pylons per tower run that you do to kind of help you get through it. You can also earn orbs in the tower by killing elites, champions, or goblins. That's how the orbs drop. When enough progress is made, a random tower boss will spawn, which is exactly how it works in the Greater Rifts in Diablo 3. Defeat them before the timer ends, and then you get your spot on the leaderboard. So the leaderboards, very similar. We all knew that the leaderboards were coming eventually. This is the same thing as Diablo 3, where it's going to show your rank, player name, the tier you completed, the time and date. Also, these are the different categories you can do the tower in. So solo for each class, and then party of 2, 3, 4, which is cool. And then you can filter by friends, clan, and platforms, PC only. So one thing that they did not mention here as far as the leaderboards is being able to see the build that somebody is using when they completed the tower. Now, I do think that is really good in a way, because if it showed what build that they're using, everybody's just going to copy that build and play it. However, again, because of content creators like myself and other ones, as soon as somebody has like a crazy build, and rank super high, the video will go out and it's going to be the same thing as it was in the Gauntlet where you had all the speed running. Those builds were shown and it was basically just everybody's playing the same build in each class, and that's that. So I hope that doesn't happen, but it's probably going to be that way anyway. Okay, this is where Elites Con. Upon completing the tower run, you'll see the tower that you complete your final time. Note there will be 2 separate entries of leaderboard split by both hardcore and normal, so there will be separate. Overall functionality, expect more details, and again, none of this stuff is final, guys. Changes to the welcome back booster, welcome back stuff. Yeah. Oh, and new world boss, Asmodan. Asmodan is here as a world boss. He can appear, and you can fight him. Kind of sucks to see him as a world boss as opposed to like, I don't know, something else, but because unless they change how, yeah, it's cool. Asmodan here, world boss, another new world boss, really sweet. October 21st, guys, at 10:30 PDT, which is the Tuesday next week, so in 5 days, PTR goes live, and you can test everything out. So, a few things that I'm heavily concerned about. Outside of that, like, there's a few cool things, but again, you guys let me know. I'll link this. You guys can read this, and let me know what you guys think. Like the video, comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about some of these changes coming to Diablo 4 in Season 11. So that also means we are not getting a expansion at the end of the year, at least from what I've read here. So maybe we'll get some more clarity on that when we get closer to Season 11. But as of right now, we got Season 11 at the end of the year, because we still got like a month and a half, actually probably longer. Yeah, we got 2 months left of Season 10. So we got a long ways away. So it's kind of cool that they're giving us the PTR early so they can really kind of polish what's going to come in Season 11. Also, no seasonal theme mentioned here, guys. This is just a PTR, so I'm guessing that the seasonal theme is going to be the tower. I'm assuming the tower is going to be the additional content coming to the game, so that'll be cool. Which I do think is interesting. It's similar to how PoE does theirs, where they give us an end game mechanic as the seasonal theme, which, in my opinion, is much better than doing powers for 5 seasons in a row. But and just copy pasting that. So this is much better. So shout out to the devs for going in the right direction there. But yeah, we'll see what happens, guys. Comment down below. Please let me know. I can give all this stuff as a Diablo partner to the devs. So please comment your thoughts, concerns, constructive criticism, and all that good stuff, guys. And as always, stay gaming. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.